Yo, cash is not king when it comes to drop shipping, and here's why. You're a liar. A liar? Check it out.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗦𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗦, and you have reached the Roughnecks Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Now, generally, if you have cash, you have a very finite amount of cash. Okay, you may be balling, you might have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to throw into the e-commerce game, but ultimately that's not going to be enough. Okay, if you guys follow me on social media, shameless plug, link below, you'll see that I routinely do 100, 150, 80K, 90K, whatever on my client accounts. All right. Now, while that may work for some people, it doesn't work for all, especially people who are relying strictly on cash. All right. Most of you should know by now that Amazon pays out every 2 weeks. It's kind of like getting a paycheck. All right. Now, let's say that we have $2,000 in sales, right? And you have $20,000, right? You got $20,000. You have $2,000 in sales 10 days straight. All right. Now, those sales, I'm not going to say that it's going to require all $20,000, right? But it's going to require a good chunk. So maybe $17,000 of that you have to spend. You're only left with $3,000. If on the 11th day you have a $3,000 day or $4,000 day, guess what? You are now out of capital and you have to wait for Amazon to pay you 2 weeks later. Amazon takes roughly 7 days from the latest day of shipment to pay you. So they're going to calculate from the time that you say this is supposed to get to this person's house and then add 7 days onto that, because they want to make sure that if any cancellations, returns come in, that they have money to pay that person out. All right, so you got to float those orders for 2 weeks. If you only have that $20,000 and you go through and you burn that out in a matter of days, guess what? Now your store is on vacation mode. Amazon doesn't like stores that are put on vacation mode, taken off, put back on, or an extended amount of time. It's not good. This also leads to the point with like PayPal jail, with eBay, and potentially even Shopify. With eBay, PayPal is going to be your payment processor more often than not. Now, when you start doing a lot of volume, let's say, you're doing $1,000 days and PayPal hits you with PayPal jail. So for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you aren't getting paid out. Well, congratulations. Now you have to put your own money up to handle those sales. Well, if those sales spike and you do $50,000 in sales and you only have that $20,000 and you're still waiting for PayPal, you're going to have to either A, cancel those orders, or end up with a lot of unhappy people while you're waiting for PayPal jail to come around. Okay, while waiting for PayPal jail to end, so to speak. Same thing with Shopify. All right, if you're using PayPal with Shopify and you start doing a lot of money, chances are PayPal is going to flag your account and say, hey, we're going to hold these funds because we need to verify and make sure that this guy is a legit merchant. All right, that's what's going to happen. So if you do not have cash, if you don't have credit, you're going to be screwed. Or if you're just relying on only cash, which some clients do, and that's perfectly fine. But it's dangerous for a store that's growing and scaling. All right, and also you're missing out on a lot of the other good stuff. All this good stuff that we're about to talk about. Let's go. All right, people. So from the first segment, remember I said you guys are going to be missing out on a lot of things? Well, yes, you're going to be missing out on a lot of things if all you're using is cash, because cash has no perks. All right. The reason why most professional dropshippers, not all, but the majority of us, I'd say 99% of us, use credit to do all this is because of the perks and the fact that we have really, really high credit limits. We use other people's money in order to grow our businesses and grow our brands. Why would we use our own money if we don't have to? The only time I use my own money for dropshipping is like if one of my Amazon stores gets suspended or something and I gotta cover my credit card payment or something, like, oh snap, my Amex got ran up $90,000. Okay, well I'm just gonna have to move that money from my bank account and then put it on Amex and go from there. Like, you never ever really want to use your own money to dropship with, because you're gonna be missing out on a ton of points. You're gonna be missing out on a lot of perks. For me, I like cash back. The old Samuel Jackson commercial from Capital One where he's like, unlimited 1.5% cash back. That's what you want. You want that cash back. You know, you might want flight points. You might want all these different rewards, hotel points. Like if you're someone who travels and stays in hotels all the time, guess what? It kind of pans out when you're doing $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month in sales. You know, for every $1 or $2 or $3 or whatever that you spend, sometimes you're getting 1, 2, 3 times the amount of points. I know for me, you know, using my Navy Federal cards, I get 2 and 3 times the points depending on what I buy and where I shop at. All right, so sometimes my suppliers help me get 2 times the points. It is well worth it. So now I'm not using any of my own money, and I can take that money and use it for something that I want. Maybe I want to get into an investment. I want to buy a duplex or a single family home or whatever I want to do. I can use my own money for that and free up a lot of that capital by using the credit cards. You know, that's what you guys need to look at. Cash is not king in the dropshipping world because you're doing so much volume and your sales are generally so high each month that it makes no sense not to get all those points. Literally none. I get a massive amount of free flights all the time just because I do so much in revenue with my dropshipping stores, and I get a buttload of points. I don't know why you guys wouldn't. Instead of paying, you know, for my own flights, congratulations, I get reward points, and I, you know, or air miles, I guess you should say, and I just, you know, use those to take flights. You know, so I don't have to come out of pocket whenever I travel. You know, also I get nice discounts if I do pay out of pocket, but you know, that's because I know people's, right? But that's what you guys want. You ultimately do not want to use your own money because it doesn't serve any purpose unless you have to use it to get out of like PayPal jail, or if your Amazon account gets suspended and you need to make that payment or whatever, okay? But that also leads to the final segment where you guys need to watch your butt cheeks. All right, so this is how you have a little CYA when it comes to your dropshipping business. Now, notice how I said CYA. You need to cover your ass, right? Now, people who use cash, you know, use a debit card or whatever, most of the time the bank is going to take a week, 2 weeks to give you that money back if you decide that there are fraudulent charges. With a credit card company, like I said, you got Amex. Everybody knows Amex. They're giving you that money right back. Amex loves their customers, all right? So let's say, you know, a fraudulent charge happens. I can go to Amex and say, yo, we got to do something about this. I did not make this purchase. Fix it. They're going to fix it damn near immediately. When it comes to my bank, if I'm using cash, it doesn't work that way. They're going to be like, okay, now we got to open an investigation. We got to do this. We got to do that, blah, 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 blah. There's no temporary credits. And it's going to take a little bit for you to get that money back. So imagine you have $5,000 or $6,000 worth of fraudulent charges. Most of you guys have dealt with a bank before. You're not getting that money back anytime soon. You know, you're going to be waiting. They have to investigate. They have to do this. They have to do that. They have to do all these things, man. And it's a pain in the ass. Nobody wants to deal with that. So it holds up your dropshipping business because now you don't have the cash to do anything with. You're like, okay, well, these are fraudulent, but now you're out of that $5,000 or $6,000 and you got to figure out what to do to make that work. Well, if you got a large enough pool of capital, credit, things of that nature, you can just keep using those. You can be like, all right, I'm going to call Amex, let them know that this is going wrong. I got 50,000, well, unlimited amount of money really with Amex, and I can keep my dropshipping business going. You don't have to worry about all this other foolishness that you would have to worry about if you were using cash, okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, make sure you like. If you haven't done so, comment down below, subscribe, and then click the little notification bell, all that stuff, and then check out the links below, okay? So hopefully I have been informative. Hopefully you guys learned something. Now, go out there, go start dropshipping, man. Get to it. Later.